Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call. If you would take a minute to tie up the win against San Jose State. We mentioned earlier as well that Trent Martin has been named our Defensive Player of the Week in the conference, so maybe a word or two about his performance, if you would. And tell us what you expect to see as you head to Columbus to face Ohio State, please.
Okay. I thought we had a good team win Saturday against a good football team, a team that made it to a bowl game and won their bowl game. So had a lot of returners back. I thought our guys played very composed and mature. Thought defensively we played extremely well. I think Trent is well deserving of the award that he got. Got us aligned, ton of tackles, had a tip ball that got picked, just was all over the field. So excited about his play right now and showing his maturity at that position within, our new defense that he finally, year two into. Pretty complete team win. I thought we played very well on special teams. Thought we, did what we needed to do offensively, and so still got a lot of room to grow. We're working at it. We got a tremendous challenge in front of us this week, but our guys are excited about going up there and playing and meeting that challenge head on.
We'll take questions for Coach Montgomery. Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you. Again, *1 for questions, please. You can go ahead with the first question, please.
Adam Jardy with the Columbus Dispatch.
Hi, Philip. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm curious what impact, if any, you think the disparity in enrollment between Tulsa and Ohio State might have this weekend. It just seems like such a I don't want to necessarily say David and Goliath, but obviously there's a significant difference between the two schools. What impact do you think that has, if any, on the game?
Really, when you get in between the lines, it's not as impactful as maybe you think. We're the smallest Division I school in America, so everybody we play is going to be bigger than us from an enrollment standpoint. So, we've got to do what we do and be prepared, and our football team's got to step out on the field and be ready. And so we know the type of challenges that come with playing a team like Ohio State. With that being said, the enrollment part is not the issue. I mean, they got good players running around everywhere on that field. So we've got to do a good job of being prepared and going in there with a good plan.
Is that the kind of situation that you use as a rallying cry in your program for your players? That, hey, look, yeah, we might be the smallest school, but that doesn't define us. That's not who we are. Do you use that as a rallying cry for your guys?
The small school part really doesn't really affect us on the football field. I mean, it's we're proud of our university and what it represents. I mean, we're a top 100 school in the nation, and academically, it's a challenge here. With that being said, our guys, when we step out on the football field, it's about football. So for us, the challenge is we're getting to play Ohio State at their place. It'll be a great crowd. They're in the Big Ten, and so for us, it's more about playing conferences and opponents than it is about the size of our university.
And do you have other questions for Coach Montgomery, please? *1 on your telephone, if so. Coach, while we wait, I just want to throw one out that I've been asking a couple of the other coaches. Are you aware of some of the scores around the league that have been taking shape this week? The conference went 10-2 overall in the first week. Maybe some wins that maybe move the needle a little bit. Have you been focused on that on any level, or are you more focused certainly on getting your team ready?
Well, obviously, after our game the other night, you want to see kind of how the conference did, and so definitely looked at the scores. Just like it's been in the past, our conference is a very competitive conference, and our preseason schedules I'll match against anybody's conference. So we're playing tough folks and playing good people and doing an outstanding job as we look at it. So I paid attention to it. I was pleasantly surprised and happy about the results that our conference did, and we just got to keep plugging away.
Thank you. Move on to the next question, please.
Shannon Green at the Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, Shannon.
Hey, Coach. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I know that you guys have a big challenge this weekend, and I'm just curious to know, do you guys, when you're playing a school like Ohio State, or any of the other, Power 5 schools, you get the sense that you're playing for something bigger than maybe just a win for your school, but for the entire conference?
Obviously, it's a big game, but it's just the next game on our schedule, and so I mean that's the way we're looking at it. We're going to be excited to go up there and play, just like we would be excited to go and play, Memphis or Houston or East Carolina or anybody. So that's the way we're going to look at this game and approach it. Obviously, the crowd and the stadium have got a lot of tradition to it, and so you can add those factors to it. But at the end of the day, it's about what we do in between the lines and getting our football team prepared to face a great challenge in Ohio State.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll take a follow-up from Adam Jardy with the Columbus Dispatch.
Thanks again for your time today. You've mentioned earlier the impact that Trent Martin had on your defense. I wondered on the offensive side of the ball, you had a couple of guys that had some big performances, and I wonder what it means to the offense to get a guy like Kevon Lucas after missing last season. What he means to the offense, and when he's healthy, what he brings.
Well, when we lost Kevon last year in the fourth ball game or fifth ball game, it was it's a tough blow for us. Obviously he brings a lot of production on the field, but more importantly, it's what he does for us in the locker room and during practice and those things. He's a tremendous leader. He's a guy that people listen to, and so he provides a spark for us. It was great to have him back. I thought Dane was pretty consistent all night long. There's obviously some things we got to get better at and hit, but I thought he played well. And then, really I thought up front, our offensive line did a great job of controlling the things that they could up front and creating holes for Brewer, and I thought Brewer ran well. So we've still got a lot of growing to do offensively, but I think we're on the right path.
When you have the league's returning passer under center, how do you want your offense, when it's running effectively, to be split? Do you want to be 50-50 pass rush? Do you want to lean more toward one end? When your offense is the way you want it to be, what does it look like?
Well, I'd love for us to be balanced. Some of that depends upon, what opponents are going to do to us and being able to take advantage of certain situations. So, love to be balanced. I want us to work within what we do offensively and not try to get outside the box. Just be us and play consistent and be able to, move the football around, whether that's in the running game or whether that's hitting different receivers and allowing guys to make plays when they have opportunities.